الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونشكره ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل لا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله واحد أحد فرد صمد. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام. My dear brothers and sisters, my khutbah today is about the intention and the sincerity of the intention. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَمَا أُمْرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. They were only being commanded to worship Allah with sincerity. And worshipping Allah is not just by praying or reading the Quran, it's all your actions, all your deeds, it's your manners, it's your actions all day. With your wife, with your colleagues, with your friends, with the supervisors, everywhere. If you make it for Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah will reward you that become part of your worship. In the authentic narration, Muhammad told Abu Hurairah that there are people who go first to the hellfire. The other ones who the hellfire started with and boosted with. Jahannam wal-'iyadu billah. One of them is man jama'a al-Qur'an. Is an individual who memorized the Quran, recited the Quran, perfected tajweed, and read it for himself and for others. This is one of the first people who would go into the hellfire. This is one of the people that Allah Azza wa Jalla will use to be the fuel for heaven. Allah Azza wa Jalla will ask that individual, have I not bestowed on you the knowledge of my prophet, of my messenger, i.e. the Quran? And the individual will say, oh Allah, yes you did. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will ask him, so what did you do with it? I gave you that knowledge. I made it easier for you to memorize, to read, to recite, to lead people in their prayers. What have you done with it? He says, oh Allah, I've read it night and day. I.e. that he read it for the people, he recited it, he even taught it to the people. And he really perfected and spent time on it. He took time from his work, from his life, social life, family life, time with their friends, time with family, time with sons and daughters, to perfect, to memorize the Quran, to put it in his chest. So I did it for you, Allah Azza wa Jalla. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, liar. The angels will also respond to the individual answer and says, liar. You've done it so people can say that you've done it. So they can appraise you. So you have a status among people. So people will thank you. So you'll be commanded. So you have a good reputation, a good name. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, take him to the hellfire. He will be dragged to the hellfire facing down. Dragged to the hellfire. And this is a guy, individual, who spent his life memorizing the Quran and reading to others, teaching the halaqat. Another person mentioned by Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is an individual who Allah bestowed on him abundance of blessings. So Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, have I not gave you abundance of blessings that you didn't need anybody? You didn't need to ask anybody for anything. If you want something, you pay for it yourself. If you want something, you can employ people to do it for you. He says, oh Allah Azza wa Jalla, yes you did. And Allah Azza wa Jalla asks him, so what did you do with it? And the individual will answer, Salat al-Rahim wa Tasadduq. I've supported my relatives and I did lots of charity. I helped building mosques. I built mosques, some of them. I prayed the Quran. I paid for people debts. I paid for people to get married. I've helped people out of really awkward situations with my finance, with my strength, with my power, with my influence, with the knowledge I have, what He was telling me. I helped others. I did charity, loads of charity. And Allah Azza wa Jalla, and I did it for you, the individual will say. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, liar. The angels will say, liar. Says, you didn't do it for yourself. You didn't do it for me. As in Allah Azza wa Jalla said, you did it for yourself. Because you wanted to gain status, recognition. You wanted to get compliments. You wanted to be known among people. That's why you did it. And you had what you wanted. People already acknowledged you, praised you, and you gave you the status. There's nothing for you to cash anymore. You've already cashed it. And Allah Azza wa Jalla would order for that individual to be dragged to the hellfire. This is two people with, if people on the face of it, well, people will say, well, they did well. What's the problem? It's the sincerity. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam says, أَخْوَفُ مَا أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ الشِّرْكُ الْأَصْغَرُ. The most thing that I'm actually fear for you, that I'm concerned for you, is that miniature polytheism. الشِّرْكُ الْأَصْغَرُ. And he described it, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, it's more faint than the sound of the footsteps of an ant. Allah Azza wa Jalla gave them inspiration to ask Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so what should we do? If it's so fainted, how can we avoid it? He says, ask Allah for His help with what you know and forgiveness for you don't know. Keep that constant dua, which will help you also to make your intentions sincere for Allah Azza wa Jalla. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم على محمد وعلى التابعين لهم بإحسان يوم الدين أما بعد. This miniature polytheism is also called riya. And riya, if you want to translate it, it's something that you would do for the people pleasement. It's something what you would do is to get recognition. And in a sense, we all can strive on this somehow. Who doesn't like to be called a good name? Who doesn't want to have a good reputation? We all do. But the difference is, if you seek that, that's what you're gonna get, and that's it. But if you do it for the pleasement of Allah, then you'll have both. But also, if you seek the pleasement of Allah, then you will do it no matter what other people says. You'll keep on giving. So if somebody wasn't ungrateful for your help, well, I didn't do it for you. I did it for Allah Azza wa Jalla. And you keep on giving. You keep on supporting. Abu Umama al-Bahili, he's one of the Sahabas, radiyallahu anhu wa arda. One day he was in the mosque, and a guy came and prayed sunnah. And the other individual prayed so nicely, and he was in tears during his prayers. So Abu Umama came up to him after he finished, and he was just wiping his tears out. And Abu Umama said to him, Anta. This is really good what you've done. But if you let your cry to be at home, between you and Allah Azza wa Jalla, why doing it in front of people? That's a door, a gate for people to praise you, and then you admire yourself and get a bit big-headed. Some of the Sahabas used to beg their friends, if they knew about the good deeds, not to tell them. Al-Mubarak was one of them. Al-Mubarak did once a good deed, so one of his friends knew about him. He says, oh, I knew you. I says, Ya Abu Umar, even hatta anta tushanna' bina? It means even you is going to make fadiha from you? It's going to make a scandal of it? He did a good deed. So Abu Umar was praising him. He says, no, I'm meant to be just hidden. I don't want people to know. Ali radallahu anhu wa arda, safatul riya. the signs of this hypocrisy is the three. When you're on your own, you're lazy. But when you're with people, you're active. And you actually exceed that because you want people to praise you. That's what you fuel on. The praises of people. You're not actually in a state where Allah is watching me, so I'm doing it for the pleasement of Allah. I don't care what others are doing, what they say. I'm doing it because I want to be a good worshipper. I want to be a good worshipper of Allah Azza wa Jal. I want to thank Him for what He gave me. Not about praying in the mosque all the time and reading the Quran, what have you, and giving charity. It's good to have some actions visible so the young generation will actually have a role model, will know that we do good. But keep something for yourself. That's what the Sahaba used to do. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ارزقنا الصبر والثواب والثبات يا رب. May Allah show us the right way and make us hold steady fast on it. May Allah help us to be rightful people, righteous people, pious people, all of us. And help us to be a good role model for Muslims. Allah help us to give us the wisdom in the Quran, to comprehend the Quran, to comprehend the biography of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to have our priorities right, to give a charity publicly but also discreetly. And may Allah give us blessings in our bodies, in our money, in our sons and daughters and wives and husbands. May Allah help us to be on the right way, and may Allah help those who went astray to find the right path, inshallah. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله